Good morning. Welcome to our 6 a.m. Pacific time devotional practice. I light a candle, and this morning I'm lighting several candles, and the lighting of these candles have become a symbol for me of focusing my attention on bringing light into my awareness, and as a symbol of peace, especially now for the world. And I invite you to consider lighting a candle for yourself too. And I thank all of those people who have sent me pictures of their candle lighting altars in their home. And I feel the camaraderie of lighting it with you. And if you're joining us for the first time, please let us know. It's wonderful to know where you're joining us from. And to let you know how we've been practicing together, we're using 365 Science of Mind as a guide to read some words to dwell upon, to think upon. And each month there is a new focus, and we've been journeying together, um, well, since the end of last year. It seems so appropriate and wonderful to have a community of people to practice with right now in the world's turmoil. March's focus is faith, and each month offers some poetry or quotes around the focus topic. Faith is a mental attitude that is so convinced of its own idea, which so completely accepts it, that any contradiction is unthinkable and impossible. That comes from Dr. Holmes. When I work with faith, I often use the word trust as a stepping stone to get to the place of absolute knowing. I say, I'm learning to trust the working of my mind and the working of my heart and the working of my consciousness. Because, I come from a faith tradition where I was invited to believe things that I found impossible to believe. And then those people who could believe them were thought to be more spiritual. So I have a little soft spot in my heart for people who are struggling with faith. And I say, it's okay. We're learning to trust. And today I'm working with my trust around spiritual practice to establish in me a heart of peace. And as our readings have been telling us, the work I do for myself, I do for everybody. And that which I accept for myself, I'm accepting for everybody. So I'm really taking to heart the work that we are doing together to enter into an atmosphere of peace. Now, the affairs of the world are urgent, and they are frightening, and they are serious. And still, in my devotional practice, I'm called upon to attain that mindset that is centered, peaceful, accepting, aware, so that there is a light in me for the world. I really, really take it to heart. Julian of Norwich is the next quote with this beautiful, famous affirmation of hers. All shall be well, and all shall be well, and all manner of things shall be well. Whenever I read Julian of Norwich's quote, I think of my grandmother, who would say, don't worry, it'll all work out in the end. And it would drive me crazy to hear her say that, because I wanted to know, what do you base that on? I wanted proof. And I learned over time that she had a trust in the process of life that I would come to develop over time. And we are doing that together through our devotional. The 1st of March talks about the practice called spiritual mind treatment. our affirmative prayer, and says it's an affirmation of truth, or it is a prayer of faith. And each one is made completely it says, sorry, once made and completely accepted, it is then acted upon by the law of mind. And the effect or result is independent of the person who has made the prayer. And it's very important today to remember, when I do my prayer, not to try and push the result forward with the urgency of my desire. That's not my work to do. I'm to maintain as clear a sense of trust in the process of life as I can today. In order to understand this idea more clearly, let us take a simple fact in nature. We bury an acorn in the ground and walk away from it, knowing that someday an oak tree will grow. In the same way, our word is acted upon creatively by some kind of intelligent force or law, which knows how to create the form the word implies. It, the word means the idea, the concept of the prayer we are doing. Today, the concept, the idea, the word of our prayer is peace. And I brought my go-to passage from the Science of Mind text when my world is disturbing me, to be the center of my spiritual mind treatment. And sometimes I just read the first paragraph of this meditation on page 558, and sometimes I will read it twice or three times, like dropping clear water into a muddy glass. And I invite you to do that with me today. Let us first begin by becoming aware of our breathing. And in some cases, it's helpful for me to look at the candlelight. There's something peaceful about it. And as I breathe more, the oxygen helps my physical form to relax. I'm not shutting myself out from the world. I'm not abandoning the world and my duties in it. I'm pressing the pause button for a moment. Wherever I am and whatever's going on, I press the pause button to be still. And then I do a quick inventory or a slow inventory of my body. Is my neck tense? Is my shoulder tense? Shoulders? Even my mouth, can I relax my jaw? This moment is very important in time, and so I take it quite seriously. Is my belly as relaxed as it might be? And then I might do my spiritual mind treatment with my eyes open or closed, depending on how much the environment it distracts me. There is only one life. That life is the divine. That life is perfect, and that life is my life now. There is only one life. It is the life that is existence, reality. It is perfect in that nothing is absent from it, and there is no opposing power contradicting it. And I am part of that life. Each person here in this call is part of that life. And wherever I am, that life is present as a point of creative mind expressing itself individually through I am. And I am is wherever it is. Indeed, there is only one place and one time and one person and one power. And so this moment of tapping into peace is not only for the I that is me, It is for all creation everywhere. And so I dwell upon these words. My peace is found at the heart of God. The heart of God for me is found at the very center of my being. It does not matter how closely the confusion of the outer world presses against me. I'm not disturbed by the confusion, not even the confusion in my immediate environment. I know the way to address confusion is to bring peace into play. Peace I leave with you. My peace I give unto you. Not as the world giveth, give I unto you. These words of the Master Teacher are assuring to me and stay with me, and I let them re-echo in the depths of my being. Today I have faith, I have trust in my own affirmation of peace. I know and I trust that there is a power flowing through me, taking the form of my belief and my acceptance, my declaration of peace, acting upon it, answering my prayer, so to speak, fulfilling this affirmation. I'm calling upon myself for a deeper faith, a deeper trust, a deeper acceptance, a more complete realization of peace. I affirm that every good thing I do today will prosper the world with peace. I affirm every person I meet, or every person that passes through my thought atmosphere, or every person anywhere where there is conflict, is blessed by my loyalty to peace. Everywhere I go, peace follows, and every situation I touch in my mind is helped with the concepts of peace that are becoming my consciousness. Everywhere I go, and I add everything I do, and everything I think, and everywhere my thought travels, some subtle influence of love and joy and peace diffuses itself into a glow from the eternal light of heaven itself. My peace is found at the heart of the divine. The heart of the divine for me is found at the very center of my being. It does not matter how closely the confusion of the outer world presses against me. I open my heart to gather in the beings of the planet into this heart of peace. I cannot be disturbed by the confusion, not even if it's in my immediate environment. I know the way to address confusion is to dwell in peace and clarity. I dwell upon the words of the Master Teacher. Peace I leave with you, my peace I give unto you, not as the world giveth, give unto you. These words of assurance stay with me, and they re-echo in the depths of my being. From this center of peace comes a strength and courage and wisdom. From the center of peace comes understanding and the awareness of what to do, the willingness to learn, to self-educate, to communicate. From the center of peace comes the clarity to speak. My peace is found at the heart of the divine. Let the next breath you take be deeper than the one before. As we bring this moment of contemplation to a pause, I'm going to invite you to sit with me after this broadcast with no agenda, as an observer, to adopt an attitude of openness so that the divine, through my intuitive nature, can guide me and you. In the description of every post for these devotions is the link to the World Ministry of Prayer. This is an appropriate and wonderful time to use the services of the World Ministry of Prayer, to request prayer for yourself or for anyone or anywhere that is in your heart. Thank you for those people who have contacted me and told me what a beautiful experience it is to reach out to the World Ministry of Prayer and have the trained practitioners reach back out to you. If you do reach out to the World Ministry of Prayer, let me know how that goes for you, because it builds my faith when I hear of your success story. Today I'm leaving the small candle burning so that every time I look at it, it's a visual reminder for me to return to peace, so that I do not abandon this practice through the course of the day. I thank you in advance for sharing this broadcast. My blessings to you.